Given a table of input and output values, we want to determine whether the table represents a function. So for one, we have to identify the input and the output values. Number two, we're going to check to see if each input value is paired with only one output value. And if so, the table represents a function. So in example number 5, we want to identify tables that represent functions. So which table, table 6, table 7, or table 8, represents a function, if any? So let's take a look at table 6. Table 6, we can see here that we have a value of 2 goes to 1 as an output. We know that 5 has one output of 3 and that 8 has an output of 6. So the function can be represented by table 6 can be represented by writing the following. We can say f of 2, meaning the input, is equal to 1. We can say f of 5, which is equal to 3. And f of 8, which is equal to 6. So again, this is your input. This becomes your output. This becomes your input. That's your output. This is your input, and there's your output. So therefore, table 6 is a function. Let's take a look at table 7. So we have -3 goes to 1 output. We know that 0 goes to 1 output, and we know that 4 goes to 1 output. So we can call this, instead of calling it f now, we can use g. So g of -3 is equal to 5. So that means g with an input of -3 is equal to 5. Next one, we have g of 0, which has an output of 1. And then g of 4 has an output of 5. Okay, now in the last table, okay, let's take a look here. We have an input of 1 going to 0, and then we have an input of 5 which goes to 2, and another input of 5 which goes to 4. Well, we can see here that table 8 does not define a function because the input value of 5 corresponds to two different output values. Okay, so here we cannot express in a similar way with the previous two because it does not represent a function.